What if the greatest minds in history weren't actually born with superior intellect, but simply operated on a vastly different cognitive system? It is a common myth that high performers just outwork everyone. In reality, they are playing a completely different biological game by actively manipulating their daily biochemistry. By looking past mainstream self-improvement fluff, we can uncover the exact physical and mental levers that control how we process stress, learn, and focus. The human brain is an open-source sandbox, but most people run it on the default, unoptimized factory settings their entire lives. They accept constant brain fog, morning exhaustion, and fractured attention spans as normal. But you can override this code and unlock unfair advantages, highly practical biological cheat codes designed to reprogram your system in exactly 30 days. You don't need thousands of dollars in expensive supplements or questionable biohacking gadgets to make this work. This master plan relies entirely on leverage, taking the hidden biological systems you already possess and fine-tuning them. Over the next 30 days, we are going to systematically install 10 unfair advantages that will permanently shift how you operate. Cheat Code 10, the 5 a.m. sunlight hack. The morning sunlight hack. Deep inside your eyes sits a group of highly specialized cells that have absolutely nothing to do with conscious vision. Their only evolutionary job is to detect daylight, track the sun, and report the precise time directly to your brain's master clock. When you deprive these cells of natural light, your internal 24-hour circadian rhythm drifts, leaving you permanently tired, sluggish, and out of sync. The fix is incredibly simple. Step outside within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up and look toward the open sky. Do not look through a window or a car windshield, because glass filters out the exact blue light wavelengths your brain needs to register morning. It takes just 10 minutes of actual outdoor light to fire a massive neural signal straight to your master clock, resetting your entire biochemical loop for the day. This morning light exposure triggers a healthy, immediate pulse of cortisol that clears out morning grogginess and sharpens your focus. Simultaneously, it sets an invisible, automatic 12 to 16-hour countdown timer in your nervous system. When that timer runs out tonight, your brain will flood your system with melatonin, letting you fall asleep effortlessly and wake up feeling alive. Cheat Code 9, the HYPNOPIC state. Every single morning, millions of people commit cognitive sabotage by grabbing their phone the millisecond they open their eyes. The very second you check that screen, you lose ownership of your day. You instantly train your brain to crave cheap, erratic hits of dopamine before you've even had a chance to fully wake up. Your waking brain is in a highly focused, deeply calm state that scientists call the hypnopic state. Think of your mind during this first hour as freshly poured wet cement. It is incredibly impressionable, open, and ready to set. If the first thing you pour into that cement is a stressful email from your boss or a toxic headline, that is exactly how your mind will harden for the rest of the day. The 30-day fix is mechanical. Charge your phone on the opposite side of the room before you go to sleep. By removing it from arm's reach, you completely eliminate the friction of choice. Keep your device quarantined for the first hour of the day, allowing you to decide exactly what thoughts, ideas, and habits shape your mental foundation. Cheat Code 8, Training Discomfort. Most of us treat physical or mental friction like a major fire alarm, running away the moment things get difficult. But deep inside your brain sits a crucial node called the anterior cingulate cortex, which acts as the ultimate gatekeeper for discomfort. This structure decides how much of a pain signal actually registers in your conscious awareness, and it can be trained exactly like a muscle. This is why cold showers are so incredibly valuable. It has nothing to do with metabolic magic and everything to do with psychological override. Every morning you stand before that freezing stream, your brain screams no with absolute certainty, and you step in anyway. By doing this, you are building the robust neural habit of recognizing a panic signal and choosing to override it. Scientists refer to this deliberate exposure as stress inoculation. By choosing to sit with mild, safe discomfort, whether it is a cold shower or holding an ice cube for 2 minutes, you train your brain to stop treating friction as an emergency. By day 30, while everyone else flinches and retreats at the first sign of hardship, you will remain calm, clear, and completely unbothered. Cheat Code 7. The Uncomfortable Chair Hack. It sounds completely counterintuitive, but your incredibly comfortable, plush office chair is actively destroying your focus. When your body is entirely relaxed and supported by deep cushions, your peripheral nervous system sends a clear signal to your brain that it is safe to wind down and rest. By swapping your cushioned seat for a hard, flat wooden chair, you introduce a highly productive level of physical alertness. This subtle, constant physical resistance keeps your nervous system mildly activated, forcing your brain to remain sharp, focused, and deeply engaged with the task in front of you. In fact, a fascinating study published in the Journal of Consumer Research revealed that people sitting on harder surfaces consistently make far more rational, logical decisions than those in soft seats. While the person in the expensive, vibrating plush chair is losing the productivity war, the individual working from a flat, slightly annoying chair is making clean, clear, and profitable decisions. Cheat Code 6. The FEYNMAN Technique. Most people read an article, skim a book, or listen to a podcast and immediately assume they fully understand the topic. Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman identified this trap as the illusion of knowing. True mastery requires stripping away the complex jargon we use to hide our ignorance. To test your true understanding, force yourself to explain a complex concept out loud as if you were speaking to a 10-year-old child. The exact millisecond you stutter, freeze, or rely on a complicated buzzword, your brain is highlighting a massive, hidden gap in your actual knowledge. That freeze is the entire point of the exercise. It is your cognitive map. When you are forced to use simple, everyday language, there is absolutely nowhere for ignorance to hide. By returning to the source material to fill in only the specific gaps your explanation exposed, you build flawless, rock-solid mental foundations that allow you to learn in days what takes others months. Cheat Code 5. The Second Brain. The average person treats their mind like a cluttered, disorganized junk drawer, throwing in groceries, brilliant business ideas, and random facts all together. But your brain is biologically terrible at long-term storage. It evolved almost exclusively to process, synthesize, and execute ideas, not to archive them. Even Albert Einstein famously refused to memorize basic details like his own phone number, stating that wasting valuable mental processing power on things you can easily look up is an absolute waste of brain power. By offloading your storage needs to a digital filing cabinet outside of your head, you free up massive amounts of daily cognitive bandwidth. By keeping your notes, ideas, and readings in a structured system like Notion, Obsidian, or even a simple journal, you allow old ideas to naturally collide. A book snippet you saved months ago will suddenly connect with a business problem you're solving today. This is what researchers call combinatorial creativity, the foundation of genius. Cheat Code 4. The Grip Strength Longevity Signal. While most fitness advice focuses on how fast you can run or how much you can bench press, your hands quietly carry the ultimate biological predictor of your lifespan. Massive medical studies tracking nearly 500,000 people have conclusively linked weak grip strength to high risks of stroke, cardiovascular disease, and all-cause mortality. Fortunately, grip strength is one of the most responsive, fast-growing physical qualities in the human body. By spending just $10 on a basic metal hand gripper and using it for a few sets while sitting at your desk or watching a show, you trigger a rapid muscular chain reaction that strengthens your wrists, forearms, and shoulders in under 30 days. While you will immediately appreciate the practical day-to-day benefit of carrying an entire week's worth of heavy groceries in a single, effortless trip like a functioning adult, the real reward is biological. You are actively strengthening your entire upper body skeletal framework and adding healthy, functional years to your life. Cheat Code 3. Peripheral vision training. Most of us spend our days trapped in intense, narrow tunnel vision, eyes locked onto a phone, a computer monitor, or the sidewalk directly in front of our feet. But your eyes are biologically capable of processing a full 180 degrees of visual input, a critical skill that elite athletes and special forces operators actively train. You can easily break your visual tunnel vision by practicing the thumb stretch method for 5 minutes a day. Hold both thumbs out at eye level and slowly move them apart to the extreme edges of your vision. Force your brain to actively register and track both thumbs while keeping your eyes focused perfectly straight ahead. Within 30 days of this practice, your brain builds incredible spatial awareness. By shifting how your nervous system handles external stimuli, you will notice a massive drop in social anxiety in busy, crowded rooms, react significantly faster to sudden changes, and effortlessly notice opportunities others miss entirely. Cheat Code 2: How to Read the Machine. Over 95% of the population goes through life completely blind to how the economic world actually works. But the people making the high-level, high-impact decisions in business are not geniuses. They are simply reading 3 highly standardized financial documents. Spend 30 days learning this scoreboard to master the game. You must learn the fundamental rules of the financial machine. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash flow is absolute reality. A company can easily report massive profits on paper and still go entirely broke if they don't have actual cash on hand to pay rent and overhead. Recognizing this distinction instantly separates amateurs from professionals. By pulling up the public financial records of any major company and locating their net income, balance sheets, and cash statements for just a few minutes a day, you will build an intuitive economic radar. You will instantly be able to spot if a business is built on a solid foundation or if it is on the verge of sudden, total collapse. Cheat Code 1: The Lucid Dream Chamber. The average human spends roughly 26 years of their life completely unconscious and asleep, usually wasting that time on chaotic, forgotten dreams. But by training yourself to become conscious inside your dreams, your brain's self-awareness networks light up like a Christmas tree, transforming sleep into an incredibly powerful cognitive sandbox. You can easily train this ability in 30 days by performing 10 simple reality checks during your waking hours. Routinely look down at your hands or check a nearby clock face, because in dreams, your brain cannot maintain consistent details like numbers or the correct number of fingers. Over time, this waking habit will trigger automatically while you sleep. The neurological implications of this are staggering. Mentally practicing a motor skill or a speech during a lucid dream activates the exact same neural pathways in your brain as practicing it while wide awake. By unlocking your dream state, you are essentially gaining 50 to 100 extra hours of hyper-focused practice and creative problem-solving every single month. 10 distinct biological cheat codes. 30 days of deliberate, focused execution. Your brain's operating system is officially open source, and the blueprint is entirely in your hands. The only question left is, which unfair advantage are you going to install when you wake up tomorrow? By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe.